To be here, and I'm presenting here the data about our study concerning the efficacy and safety of intravenous neridronate in the treatment of patients affected by osteogenesis imperfecta. As you can see in the table down below, our patients were divided in two different groups. The first one made of patients younger than 20 years old, and the second one made of patients older than 20 years. In terms of lumbar spine BMD, we found an important increase of the BMD of the children and also relevant increase in the BMD of the adults. But a very interesting data was that concerning children, we found an increase of 1.3 points in the Z-score. And it is known that the Z-score is the number of standard deviation separating, in this case, the study group from the general and healthy population having the same sex and age. So an increase in the Z-score means that, in a way, we are changing the natural history of those children that, theoretically, without treatment, they would manage to go from the first red dot to the second red dot. And on the contrary, with treatment with neridronate, they will be able to shift the line in a way to approach the BMD of to get close to the BMD of the general healthy population of the same age. But also, an interesting observation is start from the premises that, as we know, BMD is a ratio between bone mineral content and the area. So it was very interesting to find that we had not only an increase in the bone mineral content, but also in the area, thus meaning that treatment with neridronate did not blunt the growth of the bones of those children. Concerning the same data about total hip, BMD, BMC, and area, and also ultradistal radio, the data were comparable to the one already seen in the lumbar spine. But clearly, the most interesting effect is the effect on fracture risk. And when we examine the distribution of patients with new fracture in the concerning children in the 3 years of the study and compare them to the 3 years before the study for children, we found a statistically significant difference with a relative risk of 0.56. On the contrary, when we examine the adults, those difference was not present. But probably this very recent study may help us to understand why this happened. As you can see, for children, the risk of fracture is very high, while for adults, it is almost comparable to the one of the general healthy population, thus probably suggesting that to make, from a statistical perspective, evident the difference in adults, we need much larger sample studies. However, when we examined the factor fracture risk, not in terms of patients with new fractures, but on the overall numbers of new fractures, the difference was statistically significant also for adults. And concerning safety, neridronate was overall very well tolerated, with the most adverse event correlated with the acute phase reaction, also especially for the children group. Thank you.